To be honest, the club's buzzing. Everybody in the club, down to the committee, the juveniles, everybody's even more there watching the training, helping out as much as they possibly can. There's just a real atmosphere around the club. Everybody can't wait to the game and just buzzing really for Saturday.
You've had a wonderfully successful period in terms of the Antrim Championship. You've run off 8 in a row.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have won the Ulster title now for the first time in a decade?
Well, last year I think the county as a whole decided that we would drop down to intermediate, so really it was a stepping stone for the teams to move up, progress into obviously the senior campaign. But this year, just to get to be playing at this time of year, to win the Ulster was just incredible. Really, it was something that people dream about. We weren't even thinking about the All Ireland really, to be honest. That our Ulster was our goal, so just winning Ulster was incredible. And then to be here now, it's obviously what you dream of when you're young. So it's just, I can't even put it into words really what it means for us.
Compared maybe to the men's Gaelic football or the hurling championships, the fact that things come around so quickly from your county to provincial to an All-Ireland final, it kind of becomes a whirlwind 6 weeks or so as a ladies footballer at club level, doesn't it? Oh
yeah, completely. Sometimes I think maybe for some of our girls it might be a good thing so that they're not overthinking and the occasion itself isn't getting to them. But in terms of like for injuries and things, it's maybe a bit more hassle. But you don't even really get to realise, right, we're actually in Ulster right now, we're in All-Ireland, just because it comes around so quickly. But as I said before, I think it might be a good thing for I know some of us with nerves and the occasion itself gets to them.
Was it special to be able to host an All-Ireland semi-final in your home venue as well?
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Do you know, we know the pitch inside out then. It was obviously a big you know, we knew it, so it was a positive on our behalf, and it was something that would stand by us on the day, because obviously us being, a few of our girls being in the team 10 years ago when we went to the Ireland semi-final, and it was in their home patch, so it was like roles reversed really, and it was definitely an advantage for us, I think.
It must be a very special week. You would have been involved with Antrim here in Croke Park in 2012. Does that maybe help to be able to draw upon that experience when you get ready for this All-Ireland final?
Oh yeah, definitely, and with a lot of the girls being involved in that, I think they kind of know the preparation that goes in, obviously, to be to play in an All-Ireland final. But I think again, just because it is your club, it's that extra wee bit special. Like, it was amazing getting there with county, but these are days that you would have dreamed of as a kid, and now to be here with your club is just unbelievable. But I think the preparation will stand by us.
Kingston Breffni Park, is that a venue you'd know maybe a little bit more than Parnell Park now that it's switched?
Oh definitely, actually when we heard the switch I was delighted. So whenever I was under 14 to Fela at the All Ireland campaign, I was captain then and we won the All Ireland there, so the pitch is a bit special just so from Paul's point of view we were actually happy that the game was changed to Breffni Park.
It's probably going to bring back some of those memories this week, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Obviously, I've said a few of the girls they're on this panel were involved there, so they're buzzing. It's a big pitch, it suits us, and obviously the venue was a bit lucky to us back then, so hopefully it stands by us again for Saturday.
Does a week like this intimidate the team in any way, given that you have been so successful in the past decade at county level particularly? Does it just feel like another game, or is that too much of a cliche?
I sometimes think it is a bit of a cliche, as you're trying to tell your girls just, you know, it's another game of football, 60 minutes and you're All-Ireland champions, but the whole build up to it, the fact that everybody in the county's stopping you and, you know, wishing you good luck, and you have people from all over Ulster obviously and Antrim behind you who maybe were your rivals throughout the year, so obviously I think it does get you in a way, you know, it isn't just another game, but just trying to tell our girls it is, forget the occasion over us, just focus on the game on Saturday, and then you can worry about being All-Ireland champions and actually it comes to terms of that afterwards.
For people who might know about maybe the catchment area of your club, are you based around the city in Belfast, or are you a bit outside the city, or how does it work?
No, we're in the city in Belfast, yeah. So we're actually linked to other clubs, so there's Sarsfields and Rossa right beside us. So there's a whole GA community really in the city.
Is that, I suppose, a bonding thing within your club as well? The fact that, you know, you bring in, I guess, people from around the area to play with the same team as well, given I suppose everyone's decided to play ladies football with that team as well. Is it a bonding factor in that part of the city then? Oh yeah, definitely. I think it from the juvenile, even ourselves, I was saying last weekend was our club juvenile presentation, and they had to have in 2 separate sessions because we've got that much playing for the club. The whole community, I think, with Rossa and Sarsfields themselves, there's just so much interest, and especially in ladies Gaelic football, it's really good to see. That sounds like there's a conveyor belt coming in behind you. This isn't going to be a one-year thing then? Hopefully not. I think our juveniles are very strong, and if they keep going one ways, hopefully one day they're in my position here, and hopefully Captain St Paul's doing another All-Ireland. Maybe it's not as easy as at senior level, where TG Carr would have a lot of footage of the senior teams to get maybe information. Have you been able to find out a lot about Naomh Pol ahead of this final? I think we can, in terms of our managers, they've just been kind of sitting down trying to do a bit, but
This throughout the whole campaign we've kind of focused on ourselves. We know very little about them, and I think it's important that we do kind of focus on what we can do and what we can control. And obviously when it comes to the occasion, if there is people that need man marked or picked up, I'm sure our managers will address it on the day.
I suppose the whole trick is to make sure you get your own performance right for this weekend. Sometimes people can get caught up in the idea of trying to stop an opposition anyway. The idea that I'm sure you have in mind is just to fulfil your own potential this weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think if we worry too much about them, then it'll affect our own performances. We've been in that position before, maybe in terms of Ulster when you're coming up the likes of Naomh Pol, we're like, right, there's so many players that need man marked here, and you forget about your own performance. So hopefully this year, with us just focusing on ourselves and controlling what we're in control of, really has got us over the line. So we don't really see the point in changing that now. Leave it down to the managers to do.
You have to, I guess, control your own preparations for this week as well. What are the next few days going to be like in the club? Just getting ready for that trip down to Breffni this weekend.
So we have another training session again tonight, and then I think it's all to do with recovery, ice baths, and there's recovery boots and things just to make sure that the girls are well prepped for Saturday, and then we'll get together again on Thursday for another training session and just like a bit of food and things so the girls are all around each other. But as I said, the club's buzzing, so just making sure that as well that the occasion doesn't get to us. The girls are getting early night sleep and eating the right things, drinking water and all that throughout the week, making sure that we're well prepared for this game.
Do you have to be a good example then all week with all that yourself?
Oh yeah, 100%. Making sure that I'm writing in, keeping them on top of what they're eating, and that they're getting enough water on board, and even throughout training that they're being smart. If there is people with wee bit niggly injuries, you step out and use the head.
And I suppose it's a difficult time of year as well. Like, I know all the hard work is done now, but over the last few weeks it's been wet, it's been cold, it's that kind of slog period of the year. You probably learn an awful lot about your panel at this time.
Oh yeah, this is the longest season in history, to be perfectly honest with you. But a lot of girls, even because of the type of the weather changing, we were training together over your club championships in the summer and the bright nights, and now it's down to the dark under lights and people picking up colds and silly things like that because of the weather. But there's still a buzz there, even though the weather has changed. Like Halloween night, we were training with fireworks behind us, and you're like, it's class atmosphere to be there with your team on occasions like this.
What's the feeling in the community then? Are they going to travel en masse to Cavan this weekend?
Oh yeah, so I think the club are running 4 buses, which are all now fully booked, and no seats left in those. But I know a lot of our parents and stuff are just travelling in cars, so hopefully there's a big support there. Even though the venue's quite big, it might not look there's a lot of support, but we know there's enough support, and family and friends are a lot really behind us.
These, I guess, are amazing weeks and times that you probably will cherish all the way through your life as well. Like, not to take away from the specialness of being here in Croke Park with Antrim, but to be there with the people that you would have grown up alongside, and to know that when you look up at the stand during the parade this weekend, you're going to pick out your neighbours and your friends and colleagues and so on this weekend. Oh
yeah, absolutely amazing. As I said, people went through their careers and never get to this point, so you have to obviously take it while you're here. You need to just grasp it into consideration that I'm actually in an All-Ireland final for my club. This is stuff that I would have dreamed of as a kid, and to be captain of it and hopefully lifting the cup at the end of it is something that I've always dreamed of doing with St Paul's.
You mentioned at the outset changing the grade again in terms of going to intermediate. Have you found it a little bit different at intermediate? Because having seen a few games at this grade this year, I don't think there's a huge difference between this and senior, is there?
Well, maybe in terms of Ulster, I just found that we, Naomh were just kind of steamroasting everybody, to be honest, and they're kind of what we would look up to be like in a few years. So I think with the step down, it's done a lot for our girls' confidence, because coming out of Antrim and you were just getting beaten Ulster. So hopefully with the regrade until intermediate will be like a stepping stone for us for the Ulster or for the senior. But if we were successful with the All-Ireland, that would also build our confidence going into the senior campaign next year.
There'd be no better way to go back to senior as an All-Ireland champion, would there?
Oh, definitely not. So that's what I was kind of saying to the girls. Once we got the Ulster intermediate overs, that's what we wanted to do. So then next year going in, we kind of had the confidence about us, going in, we are good enough to be here. So coming in as an All-Ireland champion, I think would be very hard to beat next year.